So, CTV viewers and seniors out there, we've come to the last episode of this series of Oldies Gold, the place where we not only count the years, but make the years count. And I can't believe that the weeks have again gone by so quickly.
So quickly.
Sybil.
So quickly. Still remember when Nobile was here
Yes.
and talking about grandmother who said she will never again looking after the children. Still remember?
Yeah, I remember, but of course, she at 80 now, who's
After
going to
her
go look after
grandchildren.
young grandchildren?
Yes,
But
yes.
Nobile is such a beautiful young woman, so great.
And also we spoke about the grief, how to grieve, remember?
Yes, and I remember your story.
And I told Amadoda, Ukuti, if you need to cry,
let it flow. And Sybil, we also spoke about it. I'm so on about this technology with Tony Lawrence, and I wish I had his brain to deal with this technology, you know. That was an interesting thing, and we as seniors we need to be digitally smart.
And we talk about mental health as well, remember?
Yes. I love
Dr. Clark. Was it
yes,
Dr. Clark?
Jude Clark,
yes. I still remember.
Such an amazing woman.
And that reminded me of when Dr. Clark was talking about how we keep everything inside. The trauma and so on.
That comes from childhood and all of that. And then we also spoke about seniors and housing, and how so many senior people don't have security of housing for all sorts of reasons.
Exactly. You are so right, Joan.
So it's just been it's been wonderful for me to be with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
And to our viewers out there, we really don't want this series to stop. So if we hear from you and what you want us to talk about, because really we've just touched on so many different things very superficially. We didn't really get down to the meat of a lot of the troubling issues. For instance, elder abuse.
Exactly.
It always remains, and remember we were trying to talk to Betty about grannies rearing their grandchildren, but she couldn't. This issue of elder abuse was so on her mind that we need to talk to her some more.
It's a broad,
So there's elder abuse. There's the one topic that we didn't talk about yet is the fact that when you're in your senior years, you are in the last phase of life, and we nobody's meant to live forever, and there are some things about end of life that we need to take care of. We need to have a will. Because sometimes when a parent doesn't have a will, or in their will, they just leave such a lot of conflict behind. It is so
important, especially in our people. They don't believe on wills, most of them. They don't believe on wills. They will say, I'll be dead. You guys must sit yourselves.
About it,
and then the fight starts from there.
Yes.
You first fight about the house.
Yeah, and then there's another issue. We're running out of graveyard space. And I know the government is encouraging us to embrace cremation, but for lots of people, they have lots of very serious issues. We didn't really even get to talk about that, but it's something that we need to talk about. Like you said, Pat was cremated.
My husband was cremated,
and it caused quite a stir.
People were talking about that. But I didn't worry because it was his will. And then, and we thought, we are not going to worry about anybody else as long,
And then we couldn't get through this period at this time without COVID coming in and out of our conversations all the time because, this is the time of COVID. So it's intruded in our lives in so many different ways. Economically, it has intruded health-wise with so many deaths and all of that. And then another topic we didn't talk about is managing your finances as a senior person. That's also
so true, and it's a very important topic. It is.
So there's so much more to talk about, and maybe a half hour per show is not even enough. But we can move on that and get working on a follow-up show, but only if you tell us that you really want it and that you will engage with us
Sifuna
in
uva
this.
kuwe uba uthini na ngale nkqubo yethu siyenzayo. We want to hear from you.
Yes, yeah.
We want to hear from you ukuthi niyithanda njani inkqubo yethu. Yileyo nto sisithi igolide endala enexabiso. Kaloku sinexabiso, guys. Yayazi igolide indlela enexabiso ngayo. Nathi njengoba siguga sikhula sinexabiso, especially to our young generation, Joan.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
But you know, Sybil, we live in a multilingual country, and I'm sorry, but I didn't carry the Afrikaans language along with me too well because of my limited skills. But maybe we should get an Afrikaans speaking presenter to join us too. And,
you never know.
Make the circle bigger.
To make the circle bigger, you must say
exactly,
it again.
exactly.
Yes.
So,
but we had a lovely time, a wonderful time.
Yes. So, Sybil, it is now. We've been through a very, very harsh winter, and summer is here. We're ready for a good festive season, and I'm actually looking forward to a December where families can get together again. We can have that big Christmas lunch.
I'm also looking forward because some of my family members are in Joburg. My daughter is in Johannesburg. Of course, so in December they all come back to Cape Town. Then we have brides and so on.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward, really.
We've been through a tough time, and we're looking forward to better times ahead. We're looking forward to better health. We're looking forward to more love in our lives, care, joy, happiness, and all the things that make life worthwhile. And we know that for many senior people, their lives are really full of pain, and we would like to also bring in their families, because very often families can play a very important role in supporting their senior people.
Exactly, Joan. And I can relate to that because one of my neighbors, they went to Eastern Cape on holiday, and then the whole family passed away except one daughter.
Was that in an accident?
It was an accident.
Oh,
you can imagine those families, you know, honestly, So,
so after the break, we're going to end up again on a health note. We're going to be hearing from Sister Cynthia Clayton, who will also speak a little bit of Afrikaans. So for our Afrikaans viewers, they will be pleased to know. But we will be right back after the break. And do come back and join us for a roundup of what we have done in the show. And we look forward to seeing you in a few minutes. This is Old is Gold.
Welcome back to our show, Igolide endala enexabiso. Siyayazi mos igolide inexabiso. This is our last episode of the season, and we want to end this season with a healthy note, and we are going to interview Sister Cynthia Clayton.
Yes, I know her well. Welcome back to Old is Gold on the DST TV channel 263, the People's Channel, Cape Town TV. This morning we have Sister Cynthia Clayton as our guest, and we're going to be speaking about seniors and health. The COVID pandemic has really highlighted this big word that we had to all learn called comorbidities. Welcome, Sister Cynthia. Before we talk about comorbidities, just tell us about yourself.
Good day, Mrs. Joan, Daries, the manager of the Mthimkhulu Center. It is quite a pleasure. I am Cynthia Clayton, born as a Manel in Caledon, and I was for 40 years in Atlantis, Cape Town, and I'm back at my birthplace, like the Overberg Strand. So I'm a nursing sister for 51 years.
Wow.
I was also a counsellor in the city of Cape Town. In that 51 years, I was a counsellor in the city of Cape Town for 15 years. So I love people, I love the elderly, and I know all the private and government hospitals in the Western Cape, mostly in the city of Cape Town.
That's good. So
Yes.
you vastly experienced, and as you said before, we came in a senior citizen now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in the same
Yeah.
club.
Yes.
Yes. So this ugly word, comorbidities. I've heard it pronounced so many different times, but I think by now we all know how to say the word. So these comorbidities that made senior citizens so vulnerable in this time of COVID, what are they, and how can seniors who are, or younger people who are facing their senior years, how can they adapt to make sure that we don't carry these awful comorbidities with us into old age?
Joan, if I must say something about that is, doesn't matter what age you are, if you have comorbidities, you have to look into your health. So for elderly people, it is quite very, very serious. The normal comorbidities in our lifestyle, it is that I always tell them that is the inherent stuff that we have. It's diabetic, sugar diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, even psychiatric patients with Alzheimer and dementia, psychiatric disorders, any type of chronic disease, for instance, cancer, HIV, TB, you are related to that, you know? So we had to look into that, and we can overcome it, definitely.
Yes. So what kind of lifestyle changes should we all adopt? And it's not just for seniors; it's for everybody, because our senior years don't start when we turn 60. You know, we're working from the day that we are born. We are working our way towards our senior years. So what are the lifestyle changes that people can make right now that can help them minimize the impact of their comorbidity?
Joan, nou wil ek 'n bietjie praat in my huistaal.
Ja, praat.
En baie taal van die Kaap, ons gooi hom ons maar te mekaar, Afrikaans en Engels en mengels. Maar laat ek vir jou sê, vir my as die verpleegkundige met ondervinding weet ek dat jy jou leefwyse moet verander. Sodra die dokter vir jou diagnoseer met diabetes of met hipertensie of enige soort siekte, moet dit deur jou dring, jy moet dit verwerk en jy moet iets daaraan doen. Byvoorbeeld jou oefenprogram, jou voorkoms, hoe jy lyk, wat jy doen, your lifestyle in English, you had to change it, your diet, what you eat. You must ask Mr. Dr. Google. You can ask the nursing sister. You can ask anyone to assist you, because you can live as long if you believe in God.
Yeah. Thank you, Sister Clayton, for sharing your professional expertise with us as a nurse.
Yeah.
And we wish you well as you carry on in this campaign to get as many of us vaccinated as possible. And we wish you health and strength, and to your team as well.
Thank you very
the
much.
community health team at Mthimkhulu. We wish them well as they carry on with their work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joan. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
And there you have it, viewers. COVID has been really bad. It has caused a lot of ill health, suffering, and death. But there are some lessons that we can take from what we've learned during this time. Sanitize, wash our hands, drink water, look after your body, take your medication. We don't know when the next pandemic will hit, but we have learned some positive lessons from this year. And as we celebrate the decade for
women,
healthy aging, may we resolve within ourselves that we will make a determination to be healthier and to be able to maintain our strength for as long as possible. Thank you, Sister Clayton, for such wonderful, good advice. it's such basic advice. Who would have thought that washing hands is so important? We really learned our lessons this year. So those are habits that we're not going to drop. And it's really so strange to think that COVID, with all the horror that it visited on the globe, that there were some good things that we learned from it. So we are going to be going to our final segment of the show, and then we're going to be saying goodbye for a little while, and we hope to be back. So to join us for the final segment, we will do a roundup of our show for the last several weeks, and we will look forward to the future for a new series of Oldies Gold, where we don't just count the years, but make the years count. Welcome back again to our final segment of our series Oldies Gold, where we not only count the years, but make the years count. So, Sybil, what was the episode that really resonated with you the most?
Joan, the most one for me was deep wellness. Mm-hmm. It touched me because I've been there in that journey. So as I told you, and time is a healer. So today I'm sitting here talking to you. I move on.
Yes, and you shine, your eyes are, you were alive, your eyes are glowing.
Yes, and what about you, Joan?
So, Sybil, for me, the topic that really touches my heart very much is the topic of elder abuse. Because it is really sad that senior citizens would be subject to the most terrible abuse. We don't want to talk about the awful murders, the financial abuse, the psychological abuse, and it's no way for us to value our seniors. So
true.
It's a topic that's really close to my heart. It's a topic that I would like us to be able to go into a lot deeper in future programming, but it's really the one that gets to me.
Another one that gets to me was the technology.
Oh, okay, that too.
You know, I'm still laughing even today about. I still remember when when Tony was telling us about the technology. It's a long way to the senior citizens.
Yeah, yes.
You know, because really, they are scammed these days.
Yes, of course.
They are scammed. They need to know.
They've been ripped off every which way.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
I still remember when I relate the story of my mom.
Yes.
You know.
And money stolen from her. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So we hope that we can get something going and advocate for senior-friendly technology, because it's so important.
So true.
Yeah, because the world is going digital so fast, and we need to somehow be able to still engage and navigate the space.
And it's true.
So for Oldies Gold, we are now going to go to a show reel that captures the program, and then we'll come to say our final goodbyes. Do stay with us while we do the show reel. Welcome, CTV viewers, to our brand new show called Oldies Gold. It is a show for seniors where we not only count the years, but we make the years count. And with me, I have a friend of many, many years, and a former colleague, Sybil Xapa.
Oh, yes.
Sybil, it's so great to be working with you again.
Yes, Joan, it is so great. Welcome to our show. Inkqubo yethu ethi mamele kamandi le video kamakhulu, and I like that uthi soza phinde. She will never. Ngobile Tell us more. Why Mthimkhulu said she will never
She's
do
done.
it again?
I think because she's 84 years old. So
I'm 84 years old. Sometimes I think I feel a lot younger, and I must admit there are days when I feel a lot older. But I come from Uitenhage in the Eastern Cape, where I met and married my husband, Guy. We've been married for 61 years, and we have 4 children. And
Let me tell you, my job is a very enjoyable job, if I may say.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me stress at all. I'm actually enjoying it.
Source for asking, where does this come from? And in a simple way, we carry historical woundedness, not just from our childhood, from our parents, from our grandparents, from ways of living. So when I talk about deep wellness, I talk about unearthing the baggage that we carry from very long.
With the introduction of technology as such, computerization and so on, a whole new language came out of that, because all the words, buzzwords and so on were all abbreviated, and you had to remember these codes, and each code means something. And that's what programming languages are all about. It's a series of instructions.
In closing, let's listen to the final words of wisdom from the Dalai Lama.
Thanks, Sybil. There are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done. The one is called yesterday, and the other one is called tomorrow. Today is the right day to love, to believe, to do, and mostly to live. So from me, Joan, Daries,
and Sybil Xapa,
and Old is Gold, the program where we don't only count the years, but make the years count.
igolide endala enexabiso. Siyayazi mos igolide ixabiso layo linjani. Enkosi kakhulu.